right.
Okay, hey Hazmat, this is PK and I'm here with...
In Search of Signals!
What up, y'all?
Okay, so how do you guys come to the current formation and start being a band?
For me, I'll start because I'm on the right.
Let's just go in like
Yeah,
a line.
take turns. So for me, it was 2010.
11? It was after I graduated.
Yeah, 2011. This guy calls me up. He's like, "Hey, do you want to jam with this band called Destined by Design?" That was the name at the time. And I was like, "No, not really."
Jam! You always jam!
I know, right? And he convinced me to come along, and it was alright. And then when I got there, it was like Andy, and I'd known Andy for years.
Before your balls dropped,
Yeah, since you were a wee lass.
Pretty much. And that's how I met all these dudes and formed my
Little
section of the sauce.
Well, let's see. Back in the day, Andy and I were in a band together called Riverfront Avenue. We kind of broke up after our singer had a kid and got married. And
Andy, what?
I wasn't the singer.
he wasn't the singer, he was the guitarist. So once that happened, I moved to Ontario for audio engineering, in which I now record and produce In Search of Signals.
Skanker Studios.
So when I was in school, this was about 3 years ago. During that year, I was dating Brianna, our old vocalist, and Andy was like looking for a band, and Brianna was, I was like, hey, you should start a band, because I thought she was a good singer. So I just told her to hit up Andy, and he called up a drummer he knew called Devin Steele.
From White, Maryland.
And that's they kind of started Destined by Design.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And then I don't know how Levi and Cody got involved. Well, I don't know how Levi got involved.
Yeah.
Alright, but
We, from there, I guess, we recorded like a single together. We wrote one song. We only ever wrote one song as that band.
Have you met Ted?
Have you met Ted? Yes. We went and recorded that and at a separate studio. Justin didn't do that one. We sent it off to him to get it mixed and professionally done. And we, right after that, the guitarist we had at the time, we started out with, we found him on Kijiji. And,
Kyle Pruski.
Yeah, Kyle Pruski from
Our
Last Crusade. Yeah. He left to go and do Our Last Crusade stuff and be awesome.
Way cool.
And we already had Levi at the time.
Devin had called Levi.
Devin,
right?
yeah, Devin.
I was gonna say it.
Okay, shut up. But yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so one day, long time ago, Cody and I were at this wonderful place called Mother's Music.
Oh, that's right, too.
Yeah, we were just like playing amps and
Yeah.
screwing around and stuff. Devin Steele walks in, and I had actually known him through an ex-girlfriend that they were friends, so it's like totally random. We were just like, hey man, what's up? And we started talking and then exchanged numbers. Didn't really talk for like, I don't know, 6 months or a year or something. But then, one day, he's like, yo man, I got this band together, you should come jam and bring Cody. And so I was all like, sure, yeah, let's do it. And so I talked to Cody and, we did the thing, and it was super weird because like Cody and I had been jamming together for years, but we didn't play in any bands other than after Go City Kid. So anyways, we got all together, and then Andy wrote this song for Destined by Design, and we rolled with it and played with it probably for like 6 months or something like that.
More than that.
Yeah.
Way too long.
It was like the only song. We got so sick of it.
eventually got reworked and became Walk Your Paces.
Walk your paces.
So that's on the Slander EP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there.
But and then
Yeah, and then it was like a snowball effect. Like shit just kept happening, and we kept doing things and writing songs, and then like eventually this
I
happened.
think was it Kyle Pruski and Devin Steele parted ways. I moved back from Ontario, and I joined, and that's when we kind of started writing new songs, and
Slander.
we started writing the Slander EP, which is kind of just song ideas from like our old previous bands that were reworked.
Okay.
So then that's when we decided on the name In Search of Signals, and we started playing.
So, does the band name In Search of Signals mean anything?
Yeah, tell them how we got the In Search of Signals name.
So
This is deep. Everyone get ready.
Yeah.
Grab a seat.
Brace yourself.
So there's one day I'd come home from work and it was a long ass day. It sucked, and I'd come in. Eric's sitting on the couch, whatever. I turn on the TV and the Xbox isn't on, so I go and turn it on, but the TV was set to the wrong input, so it had the little box going around that said "searching for signals" or "signal," and I was like, "Hey, I'm in search of signals right now." And I texted him, I was like, "This is a cool band name," and then it stuck.
Yeah.
So I think the best thing about the name is like people can interpret in so many ways, and everyone kind of
totally.
has like there are people always searching for something. So
Yeah.
And we've completely reworked that theory, and we've thought of something cool with it.
Yeah.
That's a little more interesting than.
Yeah.
Can't get any.
You obviously have had member changes over the last little while. Do you think you finally found like a solid group that you can work with, or are you considering bringing new people in, or what route do you want to take?
I think we're fairly happy with the lineup we got right now. You know, we've been through a couple people, a couple drummers, and some guitarists and stuff. And I mean, I like all these dudes now. You know, we're all seem to be on the same page musically.
I fucking
and,
hate this guy.
Well, yeah.
Who does like this guy?
Aside from Andy, I mean, the rest of these guys are alright.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel a really strong sense of family with these guys. So I like you.
Oh, you really cry. So you are working on a new EP.
Yeah.
Compared to the previous one that you released with the female vocalist, do you think it's going to be similar or different? Like, what do you want to go with the new EP?
It sounds a lot different from the stuff that we had on the EP. It's
Quite a bit darker.
a little bit darker, a little bit more ambient, I guess would be one way to put it. It's sounding really good. Like, I'm really excited to show some stuff. Like, we're working on getting it finished as quick as we can, but
Life happened.
yeah, as soon as we get one song done, I think we're going to release a single just to show everyone what's going on,
Sweet.
and then get ready for the big EP release show that we're going to do.
Any aim for the EP release or show in general?
Right now, it's all kind of under wraps. We don't have everything set in stone right now.
Mhm.
But, you know, it's definitely in the works, and you can definitely expect us pretty soon.
Okay, sweet. So with Empty Oceans, is that a reference to anything, or how did you come up with the name, and how is the lyrics gonna, I guess, look like on the album?
Well, basically, the Empty Oceans came from evolution and how, you know, life started in the ocean, basically, and evolved, if that's what you believe in, of course. And the empty ocean's kind of like that desolate, like, life is sad and death and stuff. And, you know, it's got a much darker overtone to it than Slander did, so we found it a really fitting title, and it was something that meant something to us, and something we could all really relate to.
Yeah.
this life started
A new...
from an empty ocean, and life will end, and there will be empty oceans once again.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. Yeah, right?
One of the cool things that I like about the Empty Oceans concept is that you can kind of interpret it in your own way. So the way
totally.
I interpret it is like, essentially, us humans were so dysfunctional that we destroy everything that we either are given to us or we create. So like,
Totally.
like the concept of Empty Oceans is just looking at the reality that as a human species, like, we just, you know, we destroy everything, and it's crazy, you know, even though we don't intend to, you know.
Yeah.
So there's a certain level of creation and destruction and everything.
Totally.
What do you want to release it as? Do you want to release this as a hard CD, or do you want to take it as like a cassette tape, vinyl? Yes, I admit I still listen to cassette tapes. So.
Absolutely, always.
We're gonna do a Morse code version of the song.
Braille.
Because yeah, it can get expensive, but like, would you ever consider releasing vinyl or like a different format than like a CD?
We were looking at it, and like we're still kind of tossing up ideas as to what we want to do. I know we do want hard copies, and we do want to buy some download cards just to show people, here, download our music, check us out, that sort of thing.
Support us.
Free music out.
Yeah.
Tapes would be cool.
Cheaper than handing out CDs.
Yeah.
Just hand out some download cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Get some buzz going.
Huh? Hey, you can always just go to Walmart, pick up a bunch of CDs, and just sit here for 12 hours of recording.
Yeah.
I'm a stranger to that.
Obviously, there's been. So, when you're writing lyrics, Andy, do you write the lyrics on your own, or do you guys get together and kind of write as a group?
For the most part, I've written most of the lyrics. I have like 20-odd song concepts just written in my phone, and anytime like these guys write something and it kind of invokes some sort of emotion, I roll with like one of the ideas that I have, or I come up with a brand new one.
And we've all kind of gone through a lot this past year in 2014, and it's nice that
Fresh start.
whatever Andy writes, we can kind of all relate to, because we're all kind of just in that
Same spot.
I don't know, actually becoming an adult, and like how like difficult that can be.
Oh yeah.
Nobody likes you when you're 23.
True that, but yeah. So it's nice to be able to like personally relate to everything we write, even though I don't even touch a word.
Yeah.
It's like you can speak for me,
Oh,
Yeah,
I can
it's pretty
speak
cool.
for Cody, speak for
Shucks.
Levi. So he does well.
hey, that's all that matters. So with your instruments that you play now, is that what you started off in the beginning, or did you guys play something besides whatever you do now?
Cody used to play guitar. He tries to hide it.
No, I didn't, guys. It was a long time ago. I was confused.
He's lying. There's a guitar right there.
Dark
That's
days.
not mine, man. I'm holding it for a friend. I swear. Andy used to play guitar too for Riverfront Avenue.
Another shameful guitarist.
Yeah.
I think everyone starts with guitar,
Oh, yeah.
or does guitar at least once in their life somewhere.
Everyone and their dogs.
Oh, totally.
And the dogs.
And their dogs.
Yeah. What about Justin? What did you start on?
I started on drums.
Really?
Yeah.
Drums.
And you just
Born
stuck
into
with
it.
Okay, that's cool.
But I mean, I started playing guitar like a year after drums, just
Yeah.
on my own.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that kind of counts, I guess.
So, playing the guitar, are you going to consider playing guitar for the band, or like
He tries.
guest?
He'll pick it up and be like, guys, let's play this.
And then it just doesn't sound good. I put it down.
Sweet.
I get the stares.
Yeah.
So, do you talk and, I guess, backlash with some people in the music scene? What do you feel about Calgary's scene and, like, in general, Canada's scene? Boom!
Yeah, right? What a heavy question. Damn.
I think there are a lot of very supportive fans and musicians in Calgary that really strive to like keep the music scene going, and they're very passionate
Like
about
you.
it. And they're like always like, come out, support your local music. Like they're really just pushing for it, and like I appreciate that. I think the Calgary music scene needs those people.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, like every other music scene,
There's drama.
there's drama, but I mean, it's not terrible. Calgary is not the biggest art central place, so we don't have a very big scene. So I feel like there's a lot of everyone kind of sort of knows about everyone.
Yeah.
It's a very small community.
It's pretty small. But, I mean,
Hardcore scene. Boom. Make it bigger.
Yeah, there's been a lot of awesome bands coming out.
Through, yeah.
Though. Like,
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Right after Silverstein, there's a Lions coming back, and they're playing National Music Center.
Wow,
that would be
that's
sweet.
cool.
I like National Music Center. That's
Yeah,
such a
it's
good
definitely
venue.
becoming a better one for all ages.
Yeah.
Because obviously, Calgary's C for all
There's
ages.
not many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, well, rest in peace.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
We
right.
killed
You're
all
black.
all our venues.
That sucks so bad.
Yeah,
Don't
okay.
do drugs, kids.
Yeah.
Great. Any post or pre-rituals for these shows? Come
Don't
on.
do drugs, kids.
Do as we say, not as we do.
You know, we all like to have a good beer and a good time. You know.
Obviously, don't get too drunk before the show.
No, we try not to.
Try, come on.
Sometimes, I remember in Edmonton, we all got fed shots on stage, and that was, you know, probably not the best decision.
Yeah.
As far as jam, I mean, we all hang out, we talk a little bit about what we're gonna do, what kind of sounds we want to make, and go in, jam for a bit, we'll stop, grab food, talk some more, light up an incense,
Touch
get
each other's
relaxed, touch each other's butts.
Pull out a whiteboard, and we like usually do a bunch of planning on there first.
Yeah.
We'll talk about like where we want to head, and
Sweet.
then we jot it all down, and we usually end up. Well, that's like the only time we get things done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is when we actually write it down,
Yeah.
put things into action.
Influences as musicians individually, or is it just taking stuff from the old bands and bringing that to the table?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, you said it, so.
I said, yeah, you know what? Led Zeppelin. I know you.
Yeah, I mean, like, for me personally anyways, it's always been, like, I was always into rock music, and, like,
Yeah.
you know, it just progressed from rock to, like, metal to punk and, like, you know, everything in between, like, hardcore, and so, like, all the bands I've ever listened to, I take little elements here and there, and I bring it to my playing, and I bring it to the table at In Search of Signals, and also all the other things that I've been involved in the past, you know, I've definitely brought certain elements and ideas that I wish that I'd implemented earlier but didn't have the skill level to do that I do now. So,
I definitely,
No kids before calls.
yeah.
I definitely
But,
hear a lot of Will Swan in your playing.
Yeah, I
That's
wish
got
I could
bands.
play like Will Swan more, and I try, you know, with weird, wacky stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all about the grooves.
Balls.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I take a lot of influences from like La Dispute. Like their
Oh,
bassist is sweet. He's got such good rhythm,
Yeah.
and you know, I'm always studying music and composition and theory, and you know, I think we all really take from where we've been and the stuff that we've been into,
Mhm.
and
Improving on what we got. I don't know. I listen to a lot of different styles of music, anywhere from like hip hop to like
Britney Spears.
Britney Spears.
Yeah.
He knows. We used to jam out to like Baby One More Time.
we've seen your playlist. We know
Yeah.
what's up.
Yeah.
Been around my iPods on shuffle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just take a lot of the inspiration that a lot of artists have and sort of try and find something that relates to me and use maybe certain concepts or ideas that come to me from listening to other music and just the emotions that I want to portray in the songs.
So, do you guys, can you actually read music sheets, or do you all play like by ear and just practice kind of thing?
A little bit of all the above, you know? Like we do, like, when, like, because I teach guitar, when I need to, I can read the sheet, but when we're doing our music stuff, for the most part, we just kind of base it off of if we're playing a certain chord. We used to just deal with numbers and frets, but now we're getting more into, like, just dealing with notes and stuff, like, you know, we're playing, like, a B flat major seventh or something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And we talk about the certain chord progressions, and in terms of writing music, like, we just generally get an idea down. I mean, lately, anyways, we have a lot of different ways of doing this. But lately, you know, we have a chord progression or something that we start with, and we all kind of make it really organic and flow with it. And then,
We
you know, record it.
throw up a microphone,
Yeah.
just hit record, and we'll usually get like a 1 to 2 hour long session of us just jamming out ideas for this like one chord progression that we start with. And then afterward we'll like listen through, and like I'll like compile the best parts of like each like verse or chorus, and I'll kind of put it together.
He makes it good.
And then we just go in, and I go in Fruity Loops, and I'll like I'll just like MIDI everything just to have like a good idea, like a good solid foundation of what we had written. And then everyone can just listen to that. And
Sweet.
like,
And that usually gives me enough time to write lyrics for the song. And then we go and play the little MIDI file on the computer, and I scream to it. And
Computer's idea, by the way.
it's somewhere over there. And yeah.
Okay, sweet.
lots of pre-production involved in
Yeah.
our writing.
We're very fortunate in that aspect that we have access to this studio.
Yeah,
this
this
guy
motherfucker.
here, our fucking bread and butter.
Yeah.
And, makes
Not
it
just
work.
good looking, also talented.
Yeah. Wow.
Plans for the band as of now for the future, besides for the EP release, or doing a tour, any quickly thing here?
I'd love to tour.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love to tour,
Right? Like, we're always sitting there like, we need to get on a tour, we need to do this, but there's so much that we're working on right now with the EP, and trying to focus with what we're doing here in the studio, and as soon as the EP's a little closer to done, I think we're going to start planning a lot more shows and getting out there a lot more. That's what I want to do anyways. We do have a big EP release show kind of in the works. We're just working on talking to bands and the venue and stuff like that, but we got a lot of people helping us out, which is good. So
And that's happening in April, I believe.
Hopefully.
April.
April or May. Yeah.
April or May.
Something like that, yeah.
And then we're planning on doing a music video afterward.
Yeah. First video ever.
Do we know what song we're doing it for? Do we decide?
I think Empty Oceans.
Right.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Title track.
Stuff I didn't know either. They're doing a music video. Check it out. Some
Today's
more
the day.
information.
Yeah.
Probably in the summer it'll
Summer?
be released.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And then we would like to start planning tour dates as well.
Yeah.
After we drop the vid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holla. If y'all are going across Canada,
Yeah.
we'll come with.
So, yeah, probably like a late summer, early fall tour sort of idea.
If any bands want to contact him, information's going to be below somewhere.
Yeah. Hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
Everything.
YouTube.
All of them.
Yeah, find a website, we're on it. Pornhub, RedTube, yeah.
Well,
You know.
We do what we want.
we do what we want.
Peace out.
What up?
So yeah, that was...
In search of signals.